Hello guys, welcome to my first part of Romania is Beautiful. I'm sure my English will improve along the way, but I'd like to think that it's enough for what I'm about to say from now. I will start by saying that Romania is wonderful. We have a lot of history, we have a lot of castles, I love castles, we have beautiful views, and most important, we have a lot of things to offer if you decide to come to visit. This project will have multiple parts and make sure you're subscribed because it will be a wonderful journey around Romania. So we will start with southwestern region, more specific with a small city called Drobeta Turnu Severin. It's the place where I was born, and I think it's a special place from a lot of points of view, but you will see. We will go back in time to year 100 after Christ. Drobeta was the first urban center of the region and the third of Dacia after Salmisegetuza and Apulum. During the reign of Adrian, the settlement was declared city in 121. There were two wars between Decebal and Traian, the emperor of the Roman Empire, between 101 and 106. Interesting fact, in the Second War, Traian ordered construction of a bridge to Apolodor of Damasc. It was built in only 3 years and it was considered the most daring work in the Roman Empire. Each bridge had its own portal monument, whose remains can still be seen on the both sides of the Danube. In medieval age was built the fortress of Severin by Ladislav I, Hungarian king. So this fortress was the most important strategic point on the Danube River. In 1233, King Andrew II of Hungary turned the fortress into establishment, the land of Severin, the ruler of the fortress being called Ban. It seems that the fortress of Severin was the first stone fortress in the Romanian land. Many important people will pass by here, Mircea the Old or Iancu of Hunedoara, they both were Ban of Severin. The fortress will be conquered by Soliman the Magnificent in 1524, who ordered the demolition of it. The carved stones will be used for the construction of other citadels in the southern part of the Danube. Nowadays, rehabilitation of the fortress was made through structural funds amounting to 4 million euros. I'm gonna stop you right there because I have a little story to tell you. Adakale was a small island on the Danube, populated mostly by Turkish people who lived in Romania back then. It was submerged during the construction of the Iron Gate in 1970. The island was about 3 kilometers downstream from Orșova city and was less than 2 kilometers long and half a kilometer wide. This island was probably the biggest victim of the Iron Gate hydropower. During its construction, some of the structures that were built on the island were relocated to the nearby Șimian Island, including various other objects, the mosque, the bazaar. However, the Adakale community decided to emigrate to Turkey after the evacuation of the island instead of resettling on Șimian Island, so the reconstruction of a new Adakale island was never completed. This is how the Adakale island looked from above. This is King Ferdinand. This is King Carol. And this is the royal family visiting Drobeta Turnu Severin. Those are images from the Independence War, an old map with the area. This is the Palace of Culture Teodor Costescu. It's a historical monument and a beautiful building to see. I know that in the daylight it's nothing special, but in the night is something else. This city has a lot of magic and quiet places, and I'm so proud that I was born in here. In 1924, the Water Castle was opened. It's considered to be an emblematic monument for the people in this town. Today, it became a sort of museum. You can visit it. It has a lot of pictures, old pictures, and it has a great view over the city, believe me. Also, we have a history museum. It was renovated recently and I didn't have the chance to visit, but I can tell you this. When I was a little girl, I spent most of my time in this museum because I was passionate about history and it was a place full of it. I remember that it had an aquarium and even a reconstitution of the bridge made by Apolodor. It was beautiful and very interesting for everyone who decided to visit. Now we are leaving Severin for a little time and we go to Orșova. St. Anne Monastery is located in the city, on the Danube, one of the most beautiful natural places in Romania. In 1935, a road was built which led you from the center of the city to the hill where the monastery is. This road was called the Road of the Heroes and was guarded by 7 crucifixes carved from solid oak. They were dedicated to the regiments that fought in the area during the First World War. After 1945, when the communists came to power, the building of the monastery was transformed in a restaurant. After 1989, was taken back and was made monastery again by the bishop of the region. On the Danube, near Orșova, we have a statue with Decebal. Fun fact to know, it's the biggest statue in Europe of this kind, and the view of the Danube is great there, as you can see, so it's a must-see place on our journey. I hope you guys learned something new from me, and I hope you subscribe my channel because it will be a wonderful journey through Romania. Thank you for watching, see you next time, kisses!